It's tariff turmoil. I want to share what I think will happen with the crypto market as these tariffs are put into place. In addition, Ripple makes a huge update with its RLUSD stablecoin that you need to know about, and Fidelity launches crypto IRAs. This is huge. And the DTCC is launching its own blockchain platform that's Ethereum based for tokenization. I'll give you all the details. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I'm your host, Tony Edward. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. Folks, as I'm sure many of you know, today was the rollout of the US tariffs. And I'm not going to go through the details. I'm sure many of you have read up on it, and it's more of the economic aspect to this. But we want to look at how is it affecting markets, right? That is the takeaway for us, because as investors, that's what we're concerned about. So overall, I think Bitcoin is holding up pretty well, all things considered, with how rocky things were today. And look, we're not out of the woods yet. We have to see how things play out tomorrow, because there's still a lot of back and forth. There's still a little bit of uncertainty. However, I think the macro uncertainty, which was looming for the past 2 months and have sent markets tumbling, I think that is starting to be priced in, if you know what I mean. The initial shock is gone. People know about it now, and they know that, hey, okay, the day is here, and markets hate uncertainty. So now that we have some level of certainty, markets can now move forward to some degree. Now, like I said, we may not be fully out of the woods yet. It could be even more choppy. Things can go lower. But being a student of the market and how we've seen things play out, whether it be elections, uncertainty around elections, and different catalysts and different moments and events, once those things pass, the markets start to make a move, whether they go up or down. Now, I believe they're going to continue to go up, and I'll share my thesis as to that. But even if you look at the S&P 500, guys, still looking decent here. NASDAQ, all things considered now, right? Dow Jones still looking okay. Dow Jones actually above the 200-day moving average. Very good sign. And the DXY continues to break down. So why do I think things are going to keep going up? One, the DXY is correcting. Two, we don't have any major downtrends where we're invalidated from a bull market. That is not appearing yet, whether it be the stock market or crypto. In addition, global liquidity continues to rise, and then we see the United States is heading in that direction to print. For example, today, U.S. Senate budget calls for $5 trillion to increase the U.S. debt ceiling. Where are they going to get this money, guys? Quantitative easing. They got to go back to printing. Sven Hendrick, a Northman trader, a very great analyst and trader, says fiscal stimulus never dies. So I think the signs are there, right? We're seeing it globally. And in addition, one of the things I shared in, I believe, the podcast either on Monday or yesterday, Trump said with these tariffs in place, he's going to have to give a bailout, a stimulus to the farmers. Also going to be printed. So I hope you see what's happening here, guys. Once you understand the foundation of why asset prices rise, whether it be the stock market, real estate, or crypto, it goes back to global liquidity. It makes it easy to navigate the markets. I'm not saying it's very easy and that it won't be choppy and it won't be a roller coaster ride like we're experiencing, but this is the fiat currency system. They're going to go back to it. And you don't have to panic sell. You don't have to be scared. And you don't have to worry in a sense of, oh no, are all these assets going to zero? Of course not. Guys, they can't let the collateral go to zero. Guys, tariffs or no tariffs, they're going to have to print. This is the nature of the fiat system. And if the collateral goes to zero, it will be the end of civilization, because people's wealth and their retirements are all tied up into these assets. And there's a lot of leverage built on top of those assets. So if you let that drop, oh boy, people will lose confidence in the markets, in the dollar, and they will be fighting each other in the streets for bread. So don't let yourself get to that fear where people are like, oh my God, oh no, this and that, right? They're going to print their way out of it, guys. I remember what Paul Tudor Jones said last year. I believe it was in Q3 or Q4. And he said, look, we're going to have to inflate our way out of this problem, meaning they're going to have to print. And in order to drive growth in the, kind of where we're at right now, they're going to have to inject stimulus, and that's going to get the business cycle going again. The businesses will hire, salaries will increase, consumers will spend more. It's the same thing over and over. The catalyst, the problem may be different, right? It's not the pandemic in March 2020. It's not the 2008 housing crash. It's not the dot-com bubble burst in 2000. It doesn't matter what the catalyst is. They will print and asset prices will rise, guys. That's why I am bullish. And the charts show there's no major invalidation here. Now, Arthur Hayes, who I'll be interviewing very soon, he said the market doesn't like Liberation Day. If Bitcoin can hold 76,500, by the way, now, and the US tax day, April 15th, then we are out of the woods. Don't get chopped out. So things can get choppy, but zoom out. When in doubt, zoom out. There's going to be a lot of fear out there. But remember, that is when you want to be bullish. When the masses are fearful, when the masses are running because there's blood on the streets, that's when you want to get greedy, buy the dip if you can. Not financial advice. Obviously, everybody's in a different financial situation, but that's the time to buy, right? So I'm going to be looking to execute whatever little bit dry powder I have left to scoop up and add more to my portfolio. Now, we have huge news coming out from Ripple. They tweeted out today, stablecoins should be trusted, compliance first, and built for real world finance. RLUSD is setting the standard. Now live in Ripple payments, RLUSD powers enterprise payments, asset tokenization, and DeFi. And they have listed now officially on Kraken Exchange. So Kraken announced that you can trade RLUSD. Obviously, it's a stable coin. And it's nearing a $250 million market cap. And there's 10 billion plus in trading volume. Jack McDonald of Ripple tweeted out, as promised, RLUSD is now integrated into Ripple Payments, our cross-border payment solution with near global coverage through 90 plus payout markets and instant connections to banks, financial institutions, payment service providers, exchanges, and many more around the world. Enterprise utility right out of the box. It's one of the things I've been saying for a long time. Ripple already has a network of financial institutions they work with. So if you introduce a stablecoin, it's so easy to plug and play here, right? They just have to go to that existing network and say, hey, we got this stablecoin. The foot's already in the door, so it's an easy thing. And I'm curious to see what the market cap and volume is going to be in the coming months because they're integrating it into Ripple Payments. This is a huge win. And as mentioned, major exchanges are adopting it. So I expect other major exchanges like your Coinbases and more are going to integrate RLUSD. Now, even CZ, former Binance CEO, weighed in saying, stablecoin war, I mean, healthy competition, just getting started. So we're seeing a lot of people launch stablecoins, and it's what I wrote about, guys. If you recall, back in January, where I talked about stablecoin wars 2.0. We're going to see banks enter the game. Remember what Bank of America's CEO said just a month ago. He said once stablecoin legislation's in place, they're going to launch their own stablecoin. So it's going to be very fascinating. At some point, it will get too saturated and there will have to be some consolidation. But guys, as CZ said, competition is healthy. It's very good for the consumer. Now, a quick word from our sponsor, and that is VeChain. VeChain is one of the top layer one enterprise blockchains out there. They are working with many enterprises and companies around the world to build Web3 and sustainability projects. I'm a VET token holder. I have been since 2018, so I'm very bullish on this project. Some of the key features of the VeChain blockchain includes it's secure, affordable, scalable, fast, and sustainable. Some of the brands they work with include Givenchy, Walmart China, BMW, PwC, and Boston Consulting Group. So if you'd like to learn more about this project, guys, go to vchain.org. Link will be in the description. Now, look at this news. Despite all the macro uncertainty we have with tariffs and much more, big institutional players are building and just expanding. So Fidelity just rolled out the ability to buy crypto in IRAs. This is incredible. Nate Geraci said crypto IRA links to a brokerage IRA can currently buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. Guys, I hope you see what's happening here. They're not doing this for fun. They're not doing it to lose money. They know what's coming, and the adoption of these assets will continue to rise. It's incredible. And to see these Wall Street players just innovating and building and launching crypto products, it's kind of surreal because I got in the market in 2016 and we couldn't even imagine this. I mean, around that time, Jamie Dimon was bashing the hell out of Bitcoin and crypto, saying it's a scam and you'll lose your money and all that. Now, look at it. BlackRock, Fidelity, Franklin Templeton, you name it, they're all getting involved. Now, we got some very big news around Avalanche, and the native token on the Avalanche blockchain is Avax, and I am a Avax token holder. So, Emin Gunsir, who's the founder of Avalanche, said, Avalanche is partnering with one of Japan's largest banks, Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corporation, to develop a framework for stablecoin issuance and circulation. We will evaluate use cases for stablecoins together, including tokenized real-world assets such as bonds and real estate. My friends, when I've been telling you for years, we're headed to the token economy, I wasn't kidding. And we got the largest financial institutions in the world getting involved. Stock exchanges, banks, big investment firms, payment companies. It is amazing to watch it unfold, and they're going to put everything on the blockchain. I'll say it for the millionth time. The government, the economy, the markets will all run on blockchain. And here's another great example. DTCC launches blockchain platform for tokenizing collateral. So if you don't know who the DTCC is, go research it, guys. They are a monster. Let me give you the full name here. The Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation, a cornerstone of the modern economy, has launched a platform for tokenized real-time collateral management using the Bisu Ethereum client. The so-called app chain aims to enhance the speed at which collateral can move between traditionally siloed systems. Guys, if there's one thing you take away from this podcast, let it be this news. Go research the DTCC and what the hell they do, and then realize how big this is. This is a major domino. And I'm not bullshitting you. Seriously, take the time to go research. Skip the TV show. Just go research what they do. Look at their website and their services, who they work with. This is, I mean, just incredible adoption. It's just, once again, confirmation of where we are headed to, guys. The move is a step forward for the institutional embrace of DeFi. The platform is designed to increase the mobility and velocity of global collateral movements, improving capital efficiencies and liquidity, and enable an open digital liquidity system for market participants to deploy digital applications. AppChain is built on the LF Decentralized Trust Bisu platform, an enterprise-grade open-source Ethereum client designed to facilitate the development and deployment of blockchain solutions for businesses. Guys, oh my God. The stuff that's happening here is mind-blowing. And this is, for example, an article I'm going to bookmark and I'm going to send to skeptics as well. People are like, oh, this is all scam, Ponzi, nobody, whatever, I don't care, right? You will care one day because you're going to be using it and you're going to miss the train on the investment opportunity, guys. And notice this platform, the Bisu platform, is Ethereum based. So public blockchain base. Incredible stuff. Now, final news item here. Here's a big example again. PayPal adds Solana and Chainlink for customers in the US and US territories. So PayPal, we know, has their own stablecoin, PYUSD, built on Ethereum and other blockchains. They offer crypto trading, right? They offer Bitcoin and other altcoins, just like they added Solana and Chainlink. Incredible. Why would they be doing that, guys? Think about PayPal and their business. They know what's coming. I hope you see it. I hope you have the patience to go through the volatility, because a big part of investing, whether you're investing in the stock market or crypto, a big part of it is patience and emotional control. So I hope on days of like this, tariffs and this and that and back and forth and people fighting on X and this narrative and that narrative, you are calm, cool, and collected. I have my capital position in assets that are going to be the next layer of the internet and going to be the respective blockchains are going to be used in the economy, governments, and markets. I hope you have that conviction and that thought in your mind, that thesis. And obviously, don't invest what you can't afford to lose, because every investment comes with risk, whether you invest in real estate or artwork or the stock market, right? But have the macro outlook, it all goes up. As I started with at the beginning of the podcast, The $5 trillion the Senate is asking for, right? The printing that's going to happen, guys. They're going to go back to QE. It's all going to keep going up. And obviously, from the micro standpoint, the adoption of these blockchains helps the value go up, obviously, right? It's a combination of both the macro global liquidity and the micro adoption. So the same thing applies to the stock market. The stock market goes up based on global liquidity, but also if companies do well with their earnings and business expansions, M&A and all that, that helps drive up individual stock prices. But the macro, understand the macro. That is what helped me to navigate this market, guys, and investing to where when I see stuff like this, the tariffs, I'm like, all right, if you have your tariffs, good. If you don't, you don't. There's a whole other conversation with that when it comes to the economy and politics. And obviously, that's not what this podcast is about. But when it comes to my investing, doesn't change my thesis. It actually, in a way, makes it more bullish because I know that this is going to be some sort of catalyst that leads to money printing because Trump already said that. It was reported. I told you guys he's looking to offer stimulus to farmers. Where's the money going to come from? The sky? No, they're going to fire up the money printer, guys. It's the same crap over and over. This is the fiat money system. And not a lot of people recognize that. And they're always like, why are the rich getting richer? And why is this? Because they put their money in assets. They understand how the hell the system works. They don't put their money in just banks and under their mattress because that's not going to help you outpace the debasement and the inflation. You put it in assets. Not all of it, obviously. We all got to pay our bills and do our thing, right? We got to live. But if you want to grow your wealth, you got to put it in assets. So just think about that, guys. Hope this is helpful. But that's the news. Let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button. Guys, a great way you can support me in the podcast is by subscribing to my free email newsletter. It's 100% free. It's on Substack. Also, check out my book on Amazon. It's available in paperback and digital. And my new course at mycryptocourse.com. This is a comprehensive course that helps you to get a full understanding of crypto. Knowledge is power. So be sure to check it out at mycryptocourse.com. Guys, thank you for watching and listening. I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you all later.